Child, I'm back. Hey, I didn't realize this episode was so soon into the show. Like it's immediate. This is episode 2, and we on the Black Jesus episode, which that's the whole reason I'm here. I could like stop the whole the whole series after this, but I won't because I hopefully you like it. I haven't released episode 1 yet, so I don't know if y'all y'all like this at all. But hopefully you like it, and we will continue to do this on. I don't remember what day I said. Wednesdays, I think. If it's Wednesday, just drop down in the comments it's Wednesday and tell past me what day it is. But anywho, the episode, we begin. And again, we're not watching this together. Go home and watch this yourself. It's on Tubi. That's where I watch it. Totally free. Anyway, Michael comes home announcing, hey, y'all, it's Black History Week. And I'm like, I forgot. I forgot we didn't have a whole month until like the 80s. Like, oh my God. I was like, what? And then I was like, oh my God, week, not month. Like it gagged me immediately, like 2 seconds into the episode. I was like, oh my God, week? Like, week? God bless. Anyway, he mentions that there's a Pan-African art contest and wants JJ to enter. Because JJ is in there dancing down, child. He in there painting. That's how the show opens. With JJ in there just painting and dancing, getting his life. And he encourages JJ to enter the contest. JJ has this painting of Sweet Sugar Daddy Williams or whatever his name may be. And I don't know. I'm looking at it. It's a good painting. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm acting like JJ real. Whoever painted this, you did a good job. Um, but the art style is so very different from the Black Jesus paintings that it's like two separate people painted this. There's no signature style here. Two separate people did this. But anyway. Um, so Florida comes in the house from, doing laundry downstairs. She got one basket of laundry just in her arm. And I'm like, you have 38 family members in there. You just got one. I would have more clothes than that. But maybe because I waited till the last minute. She probably went yesterday and in there today. It don't matter. Anyway, she comes in and Michael is like, oh, I forgot to say before she comes in, duh. Michael he's putting his jacket in the closet. He opens the closet door and there's a painting of Black Jesus in there. And he's like, oh my God, James Jr., this is T. And JJ is like, it's all right, whatever, whatever. And, you know, Michael is like, what is it? JJ is like, it's Black Jesus. And he's like, this is out of sight, dynamite, super, super tight. You know how in the 90s they love to do a little rhymey situation? He doing that. And he's like, you should enter this into the contest. And JJ is like, it's not giving that. I want to enter this painting of Sweet Daddy Sugarfoot Williams because he got shot a bunch of times and ran 7 miles to the hospital. Like, he's T. And I want to paint him and honor him, not Jesus. Like, hello? So anyway, Michael is like, well, it's Black History Week, so let me go and put this painting up on the wall. And he pulls down the painting, Florida's beloved painting of Caucasian American Jesus. He pulls that down and puts Black Jesus on the wall. And Florida comes in. This is when she comes in with her laundry basket. And she's like, what is that? Because at first JJ tries to like cover her. And this is what I didn't understand about this moment. He tries to like block her view of Black Jesus. But Michael's not trying to take it down. So he was just blocking her for what? Because eventually she's going to see it. He's not going to walk in front of her for the rest of their life, like, or for the rest of Black History Week. It's just not giving it made sense. But again, this is a show. It's just a show. But, and if you hear me breathing heavy, my asthma acting up today, like, it's pollen season. It's just, I can feel myself like wheezing and struggling. So just bear with me. I'm having a rough one. Anyway, so eventually JJ moves out the way and Florida's like, now who the hell is that? And oh, I forgot to mention, I keep forgetting to mention, I need to take better notes. But at some point, Thelma saw the painting and was like, that's Ned the Wino. So we keep that in mind. Florida sees the painting, she's like, what is this? And Michael goes on his, African American tirade where he's like, Well, why can't Jesus be black? Maybe he was, a black Hebrew Israelite. Essentially, that's what he said. He didn't actually say that, but he essentially said that. And Florida's like, Jesus is not black. And Michael is like, because I read it in Revelations. And he opens up the Bible. He opens it not to Revelations, and then he opens it some more towards Revelations, but it looked like he was probably in Acts or something. I don't know, Chronicle or something. One of the Chronics. But anyway, he opens the book and he's like, Jesus had hair like wool and fiery eyes, and this person has hair like wool and fiery eyes. And she's like, well, sure do. She got really like massa. She got yes a massa real quick. She was like, sure do. Surely. Sure will. Sure. Well, look at that. Sure, yeah, sure do. And I'm like, why did she suddenly become so slave?
Well, Lord have mercy. It sure do say that, don't it? Yeah, they sure is.
Like all of a sudden, Florida was slave. She wasn't slave on Maud. It was so odd. Like I just randomly noticed how she just started speaking. I don't know. But it's episode 2. They trying to figure out their characters, child. Um, but yeah, Michael pulls out the scripture and she's like, "Well, I guess, yeah, I guess put them on the wall, child, next to white Jesus. They cousins, I guess." Um, and she says it's for Black History Week only, for your eyes only, Black History Edition. Um, at some point when Florida first walked in, she told Thelma to get in there and clean their kitchen, and I'm like, hey, you got you have sons too. They could be in there cleaning the kitchen. You cool with JJ just in there painting while the kitchen dirty? And Michael just got home from school. He can get in there. Somebody wash, somebody dry. You mad at Thelma? When you have 3 children that need to be in there cleaning their kitchen? I ain't like that. I ain't like it. I ain't like it. I ain't like that. Nope. Hated it. Meanwhile, Florida talking about, I told you to get in there and clean, not lean. And I'm like, what is her problem? Like, girl, and I understand this is how things were and often are, where everybody expects the daughter in the family, especially the first one if there are multiple, to be like Mother Junior and know how to cook and clean and wash everything and smile and grin and hand your man a pen. They expect the girls to do that and the boys not to. That's not how I would run my household, but hey, everybody's different, I reckon. If that's how you run yours, I'm not saying, actually I am, don't do that. But I'm not beating you up behind it. Like, just don't do that. Think about how you're handicapping your sons and putting too much pressure on your daughters. Cause I ain't like it. Anyway, Walona enters the building. And she, as usual, is like, hey. And then she talks about how she had a date. You know what? I got a friend.
Hey! Yeah! Set the churches in motion!
She used to do YouTube. She don't do YouTube no more. But the old girls around here will remember because we did the collective 3 together. Nichelle, she gives Walona energy. Just, hey, how's it go? I love my friend down. Anyway, Walona comes in and she's like, she had a terrible date with a man who was 5'1", 250 pounds, bald headed and handsy. And I was like, now how you come across this man? Y'all met in the personals? This was a blind date? Or did you just pick him? And I'm not saying 250-pound, 5'1", bald headed, handsy men don't deserve love. However, that just didn't seem like something Walona would be interested in. So if you just heard the train agreed with me and was like, no, Walona would not want a 5'1", 250-pound, bald-headed, handsy man. But anyway, Walona's main point of the episode is to come in here and be like, Black Jesus. Well, really, that's Ned the Wino to gag Florida. So now Florida is gagged. Gagged. She's shocked. She's like, oh my God, you've got Ned the Wino as my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? How dare? Like, she's very, like, indignant and upset. And she asked JJ, why, James? You know she loves him. Why, James? So JJ, why did you paint Jesus as Ned the Wino? And JJ's like, because he the only one that would sit still enough for me to paint him because he was passed out in the gutter. It sounded reasonable to me. Like, because here's the gag, y'all want Jesus to be so ethereal. And that's the story. But also the story is he was of the people. He was regular. They drink wine. Jesus, I'm not gonna say Jesus was a wino, but he was down there with them. Like, hello. Anyway, I don't know. Jesus might be in heaven right now shaking his head at me. Just not clear about it. Anyway, Florida had told Walona earlier when Walona said, "Where your old man at?" Florida says he's at the revenue office. They sent letters, and you know how James like to ignore letters. I'm saying this, Florida ain't say it. I'd have been like, you know how James, he probably going to jail. Yeah, he probably going to jail because he ignored something. That's what I would say if I were Florida. But I'm not Florida. I'm me, the ADHDiva. Hi. Anyway, James comes in from the revenue office and immediately is handing out gifts talking about Merry Christmas. Like, I don't know what day it is, but it's not giving Christmas. Because I mean, it has to be February because it's Black History Week, and Black History Week was in February, so it has to be that. But like, if it were Christmas, Florida would have been like, "You're not hanging up Black Jesus on White Jesus' birthday. How dare you?" Like, it would have been that, and it wasn't. So anyway, James comes in, "Merry Christmas, here you go," handing out all these gifts. And Thelma gets a new pink shirt that was kind of cute. I was like, okay, that's cute. Michael gets a pair of tennis shoes, some brown sneakers. They were cute too. I was like, wow, I would wear those. Back in my tennis shoe day. Now I'm in my Croc era, and I have been since I was like 16. And everybody was like, those are ugly. And I was like, they're comfortable. So what do you want me to do? Like, literally, what do you want me to do? Now everybody got Crocs. Y'all play with me, and then the thing I was doing gets popular, and now I look like I'm behind. I hate that. I really do. But aside, JJ gets a long pair of pajamas, you know, under what do you call it? Like thermal underwear type pajamas that we will see again. It's that red pair that, becomes infamous on the show. So this show actually introduces Dynamite and those that pajama set along with being the Black Jesus episode. So everything I think about when I think about good times is from this episode. Like, aside from that one episode where, Michael was being nosy and they had to throw a rent party for that lady because they thought she was eating dog food. Anyway, outside of that, James comes in. Turns out the revenue office owed him money. And so he got finished paying them and they got finished paying him and he left with $140. And I'm like, okay, work. But instead of paying household bills, rent, college funds, he got them some clothes. Because he got Florida a jacket too. It was cute. It was tea. But it's like, James, you seem real irresponsible with your cash money taking over for the 99 and the 2000. It's just I just don't know. Cause James, last week y'all was getting evicted. Last week. Because you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing, which is paying the bill. So this week you come around and you get $140, which in today's time, hold on. Today's time would be 982 American dollars. You get $982 and you go and buy jackets and underwears and shoes and shirts. When last week, them people was coming to take y'all shit out the house. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding, James. Because put that money down to the rent. Because the rent is $104. Girl, put the rent down and then save your rent money for something else. Y'all don't need them coats and jackets and shoes. This is why folks stay in the projects. I was watching a video not too long ago about how because Black people weren't allowed in certain stores and to wear certain things, brands and such, once we were able, we started going all out. And that echoes. Those chambers echo today because people do that today. Why are you living above your means when you just got enough money to pay rent? You could save up enough money to get them Christmas presents at Christmas time. Like, you can give Thelma her $4 back for her afro or whatever she was trying to get last week. Like, people don't play the long game. They play the short game, and I don't like that. I don't like that. First thing I do when I get my money, every month, first thing I do when I get my check, because I get paid by the month, first thing is pay my bills. First. I don't do a thing else. The money hits the account. The moment I see that the money has hit the account, bill paid, bill paid, bill paid, bill paid, bill paid. And now I can go play. I'm not finna scratch and survive good times when my house, I'm finna get foreclosed on, or, my property tax ain't paid, or I gotta buy a new window and that's not done. And now my window open and somebody done broke in my house and stole my things because I wanted to go buy a new bra or something and I didn't need it. It just don't make sense to me. But let me get off. Let me get off this because I'm gonna be mad when I gotta edit and I done sidetracked this much. But anyway, during all of this, guess what else happens? As James is starting to believe in the power of Black Jesus, whom he has decided to start calling BJ, which low key I giggled. I giggled real bad. Once he starts to believe in that power, the um the the lottery man, he was running numbers. The lottery man comes by and is like, "Your numbers hit," which that's a trust-based system because what you mean you coming to my house to tell me my numbers hit and give me $150, which is what happened. That's $1,052 in today's money. Like, and I understand that, 150 is 150 in their time and their rent is $100. I'm just saying, like, the equivalent, there's so many other things you could do with this money. You could put this money aside for these things. Like it anyway. Anyway. Um, what am I finna say, child? Let me get back to these notes. That's not my notes. That's my task manager. Okay. So Thelma runs in. She asks if she can go see Isaac Hayes with Larry Williams. And her mom and daddy say yes. Now, we didn't have a moment. There was not a moment in time where they were like, okay, but be responsible. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Do you know Larry's mom and them number so I can go and call and see if everything is all right? That kind of thing. If I sounded weird, it's because I'm putting on chapstick. You can't be dry. I'm always so dry when I'm doing these videos. I just get dry. Um, but it just gives like all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, go. But you mean to tell me good Christian Florida ain't gonna have a conversation with her child about going to this Isaac Hayes secular concert with a boy? And the daddy is just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Go ahead. With a boy, a sitcom black father is like, yeah, go. When his only daughter is going out with a boy, it's just not. I'm just not getting it. I'm just not getting it. It's not coming together for me. But whatever. We had bigger fish to fry because we got Black Jesus on the wall. Thelma gets dressed, I forgot to say, for the concert when she's getting ready to go. And James is like, well, won't nobody be looking at Isaac Hayes at the concert? You're inviting people to look at your child? This is odd to me. And I'm not saying anything nefarious about James. I'm just like, we don't see this with fathers on TV. It's usually cover up. Don't let nobody see you. So that was interesting to me. I'm gonna have to follow James's character when it comes to Thelma a little bit more. Anyway, James, of course, says the look is because of BJ, Black Jesus. Florida says, no, it's not. It's just because we've started talking about the Lord and now he's happy that we calling his name. Um, and Florida wants to take the painting down. James says no because he has a job interview and he worries that he won't be able to get the job without Black Jesus because he only has a sixth grade education and this is a steady job, It's not hard. It's just something that he would be able to do without breaking his back, is what I'm trying to say. Um, a long story short, child, JJ goes to the art contest and everybody got the same painting. Basically, everybody has painted Sweet Sugarfoot Daddy Williams or whatever his name was. And please, not my neighbors outside. Um, Michael is like, why don't you go and take this painting of Black Jesus? Like I told you the first time. And at first, James is like, no, I need that painting. Like, be so for real. I need to get that job. And eventually, JJ takes the painting and he doesn't win. And uh, Big J is like, well, I guess everything is over. And what I never understood is how is the painting working for you from hanging up on the wall? when you're outside of the house, but you think when JJ takes the painting outside of the house, somehow it's not gonna work anymore. It works when you outside, but it don't work when it's outside. I just don't understand. I just don't. But hey. Um anyway, JJ is getting ready to take the painting down. James says, or no, I'm sorry. JJ is getting ready to take the painting down because Big James said take it down. And Florida then says, leave it up because, the family needs all the help they can get. And JJ says, dynamite. And then that's the end of the episode. And we didn't learn nothing. We didn't learn anything but the fact that James is not financially literate at all. And that has nothing to do with a sixth grade education because you can be financially literate like and not have any education. My great grandfather had he's still alive, a ninth grade education. And he got money. I'm talking about multiple properties, has had multiple restaurants. Like this man got money off that ninth grade education. Like the school education is not what you need. You need business savvy, and for a lot of people that doesn't come easily. But you can learn that. You can pick up on that by watching other people, like my great grandfather did. Anyway, I'm just rambling and carrying on as I want to do because what's the name of this channel? Rambling K. So I'm gonna get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. All the things that YouTube will say, they say that. They tell you, they say like, they say comment, they say subscribe. Now, I don't know if you liked the video, but it would be cute if you did. I would enjoy that. I would like if you dropped a comment. And if you subscribed, if you're not a subscriber, then it would be very cute if you subscribed. And I would be oh so thankful. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week, hopefully. Bye.